Hello, footies, and welcome again for another episode of the Midweek Club. We missed talking to you guys last week, and we are back this week just to try and talk you through our week in foot. Talk about some of the cup formats that we're dealing with right now. We'll do some SBC reviews. We'll even try and actually have a ponder as to why we actually play the game. We'll discuss that. I'm looking forward to that discussion, and we'll see what else we can bring up along the way. With me today, as always, we have Neil. Hey, Neil.
Morning, or afternoon, or evening to you. Hi, I'm doing good. Thanks for having us.
Lovely to see you. And Homer. How you doing, Homer?
Bad yourself, Shaq.
Very good, thank you. Very good, gents. I did miss you guys last week, but I think last week I was in such a low with the game that I thought there's no point in me talking about this game, because all I had was like, what are we even doing? What am I even doing playing this game? But then I started playing the game again, and I am back into it again, so a little bit. So I thought, might as well let's do some potting. Right, gents. How was your week in foot? Neil, I'll start with you. How was your week in foot?
Yeah, don't know. Groundhog Day is the best way to put it for me at the moment, as we've discussed prior to the pod, and I've kind of moaned on it in the Discord. And of course, anybody that wants to listen to me moaning in the Discord can sign up to that. Shaq or somebody can give you the details. But I am, again, guess how many wins I got in Champs, guys?
8 wins.
8 wins, guys. 8 wins. Just the same old. 8 wins, hail, rain or shine, whatever you call it. And I've talked so positively about the promo on Friday, and the promo itself is a cracking promo with some cracking cards in it. The problem is I'm not seeing any of these cards. I packed Emilio Martinez, the 88 goalkeeper. I've not even packed the 86 rated cards from it. So it appears to me as another promo that I'm missing out on. And I'm logging in, I'm doing every game mode possible. So I'm playing champs, I'm playing rivals, I'm playing squad battles, I'm playing tournaments, and I'm literally getting nothing from them, to the point that my team is just not changing because I can't pack anything. So when you ask me how my week in foot is, it's pretty much the same as every other week for the last 8 weeks. It's just the same every week.
There is a bit more malaise with the actual upgrading of your team unless you have some good back luck. Well, we'll discuss that on the SBC segment about my thoughts. But before you hear my thoughts, Homer, how's your week in FUT?
Like I said on Friday, real life sort of got in the way. So Friday I never got a chance to play pod. Then I had to go and do travelling duties. Saturday played a couple games, got my one that I needed for my last icon swaps token. In champs, decided to play on a bit and met some god squads and some absolute demons, and I was like 1-4, and I was like, that's that off. Tried to fit in a couple games before the Rangers game on Sunday, and I was 1-6, and I was like, turn that off. And then yesterday put it back on, went on a good run, managed to finish 8-7, so I was happy enough with that. Just really found my spark yesterday. Really enjoyed it. Decided to try and do some of the tournaments, got into that lightweight, got to the final, only done it 2 runs, got to the final twice, and then got no loss glitched. I was after the second one, so I was like, turn it off. So I think my sort of hiatus from the game a little bit sort of re-sparked my interest a little bit more. Like I said yesterday, I really enjoyed it. The game was really good. I did turn off crossplay because I noticed every time I played anybody that wasn't Xbox, despite my internet being the best you can get in the area, check the internet connection report that EA gives you, and it's like 99%. There's literally nothing that they can say to improve. But every time I match in a PlayStation or a PC, the buffering, the unstable connection was horrendous. So turned that off and couldn't look back at playing brilliant football. The passing was brilliant. It was really good. So starting to find enjoyment in the game again.
Yeah, I think the key is to try and find some enjoyment in the game. We'll discuss some certain things that we can actually try and do to find some enjoyment around why we play the game and things around that in the later part of the segment. But I think I'll just go through my week in foot. I haven't really taken a break as such, but I'm not playing as much as I normally would, because I think there's something about there's a sudden, as soon as Team of the Year got through, I spoke about this around that time, that the drop off is massive. And I'll just give you an example. My first week of Rivals this week after the rewards, first game back in Rivals, this is the team I faced. It had a Zico, which was a $1.5 million coin card, Team of the Year Vitinha, Team of the Year Mendes, Team of the Year Mbappe, Team of the Year Icon Thuram, Team of the Year Sega, and Team of the Year Yashin, all in the same team. It was my first game. And I just thought to myself, and he was a decent player, but it was just so painful to get through. And he just was taking off. And the next game I loaded up, he had Team of the Year Mbappe again. And I thought, I just can't deal with this game after game after game. So literally, the people that have packed something brilliant are the only ones that are continuing to play the game. And Rivals got a bit of a chore. It felt like a bit of a chore. I thought, let me just try and do some of these live events. And the live events were really... We'll get into a bit more detail of the live events, but I'm not really enjoying the variety. There's a lot of variety, I give you that, but I think it's just... I'm just finding it a bit overwhelming to actually enjoy, because everything seems to be a bit of a grind. And exactly as Neil said, one of the things that's really holding me back at this point in time is the fact that normally, just to keep myself connected, I would go ahead and do an SBC. To do an SBC, it literally is a full-time job to try and pack some fodder, even though you engage, as Neil is engaging with all the different game modes. Neil, for you to actually complete a Vieira, if you hadn't opened, we'll talk about the pack that you packed, but if you didn't do that, would you be able to do an Icon SBC as well as a Vieira or Henry? But you haven't done many SBCs in the past, have you?
Struggled with SBCs this year. As we're probably going to talk about in the sense of why we play this game and such. I think this year doesn't seem to be tailored for SBC users. It seems to be tailored for, well, it's always tailored for store pack users, certainly, but it seems to be tailored for evolutions. I'd say the game seems to be more made for that. I would say, based on how, I mean, I would say I'm not a casual player, right? I play every game mode that's going. If I can, I'll make an effort. I mean, there's a gauntlet even came out yesterday on top of these cups where you can pack a load of packs. I think if you were doing, as I am doing all these packs and stuff, based on that alone, could I do the Vieira and Henry? I could do it, yes, but it would probably take me 3 weeks maybe, and I would have to get some 89s and stuff in my club, because I think there's 2 89 squads that's involved in that, isn't there? You would have to visit a store pack or two, I think, to get it done quicker, or you would have to use icon swaps, so it depends how lucky you got or how stupid you are, depending on what way you want to call it. You could do smaller SBCs, which there seems to be quite a lot of achievable SBCs at the moment, but none that really excite you, like Beth Mead, for instance, or I can't even name them off the top of my head, but there's been a few SBCs released where you look at it and go, meh. Those other SBCs you could look at with potential future evil potential, like Mkhitaryan, for instance, and I'm sure that's one home I would like to probably look at, because he runs his Serie A side and he's an Inter Milan player. Somebody like me who doesn't run it's a great top as well, I have to say.
Listeners, Homer's wearing an Inter Milan top right now, so yeah, that's what
it's a cracker. It's nice, very nice. He's not a player that's going to fit for me. Dare say it, if I cheat La Liga player or whatever, I don't really have a sort of squad pattern. I sort of just play whatever I can pack and what I can mould into a team around icons and get came up. So if Mkhitaryan fitted into my team, I'd have a look at it. But I dare say that he's probably been released in the sense that he'll be evil potential in the next 4 or 5 weeks. So I've actually sort of lost track of what I was talking about. What was the question again?
No, essentially, what I was trying to say is, like, it's getting really hard to complete an SBC because some of the squad rating requirements are like 88s, 89s. Which
88s are achievable.
89 rated squads are...
They're achievable. A couple of them are achievable. 89 rated squads are still... There's only so many Shaws you can pack and Kimmiches you can pack, and you need to pack them first.
Correct.
They're not really... Again, like Vieira and Henry is a perfect example of this game seems to be built for evolutions. Nobody's nobody's doing these SBCs to play them as an 86 rated player. They're doing them with the potential to evo these guys.
Yeah, which is a sad indictment in itself. Trying to complete an 800k card to get an evo done. Since we're talking about the SBCs, we might as well delve into that, gents. We all have seen a Vieira and Henry player pick that's come out, and I think it is kind of frustrating that the whole community was excited with the fact that, oh, we can evo these cards, rather than, oh, what a good card that we're getting for 800k and all this grind. So I'll start with you, Homer. Given a choice between Vieira and Henry, who do you think has longevity in, not just particularly for you, but as a general user, who do you think is better and who will last longer in people's teams?
Like Vieira, this year's really the first year Henry's been sort of meta usable. That normally every year somebody picks an Henry, they go, oh, Henry, I'll try him, and then everybody always goes, nah, he's not that good. Where Vieira's always the pinnacle of a midfield, him and Hullet. So I'd probably gamble and say it's going to be Vieira. And if you evo him, he's going to last longer as well. So for me, it would be Vieira. But to be honest, I wouldn't take Kiva under him at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Would they not fit in your inter team?
Yeah.
Well, Vieira would. Henry, no. But I've got Juventus players in my team anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. But there's an R9 coming around the corner for me. So like Henry, he's got no left wing play roles that I want. I know you could probably put them in the precision evos and give him it, but even at that, he's no better than what I already have. So you'd be doing it, waiting for an evo. I'm quite particular how I'm doing the SBCs this year. So like my SB storage is completely full. The minimum is 88 rated. So I could do it, but it's like I really want something that goes in my team, not something that I'm going to do and then have to wait months for a good evo to come along to put them in. So I'd avoid it for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Is the choice, I think.
That makes sense. I just want to pull you up on one thing. Henry last year was a menace. The team of the year, Henry, that was such a menace of a card. I think I had him at some point, but he was so painful. Neil, what are your thoughts? Vieira, Henry.
The 92 Henry last year was unbelievable as well. Again, but you had to evo chain him to make him the player that he became. He was class. Homer made a great point there, right at the end of what he was saying, and this is the reason I don't want to do it. You go and spend 800k or 900k in this SBC, and you put the first thing you want to do is make them better. So let's take Vieira. I personally would be more interested in Vieira. Vieira's a card that I always love to have. I did his Thunderstruck SBC last year. It was in my team for 4 months or something. It was an expensive SBC, but it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I think that was last year's game.
Yes.
Was it the year before? Might have been. I'm sure it was last year.
I think it was last year, yeah.
And say I did a Vieira, right? And there's a nice Evo sitting. You might the minute you Evo him, he's on. You can't really Evo him again until he meets that threshold, especially if you're putting his rating up. So say you do one, takes him from 86 to 88 or 89, then you're really limited to what you can do with him. And usually what happens in 4 or 5 weeks, you release a better Evo, don't they? And you're sitting watching a better Vieira than yours, kicking about. You've paid the same amount of fodder or coins than that person has, and they've got a Vieira that's got Bruiser Plus and say a Tiki Taka Plus or Bruiser Plus and Intercept Plus, depends on how you want to use them. Or is there an Evo potentially, which is usually good for Vieira, where you can turn them into centre back later on. I'd be worried that I spent that fodder on him and put him through the wrong Evo just out of impatience. That's what kind of puts me off doing the whole thing. But out of the two, for the forward line, I would pick any of them, is honest truth. I'd probably pick Vieira. I think I personally could get more use out of him.
No, I'm completely with both of you, and I completely agree with both of you. I think I would pick Vieira as well, and that's an SBC that I'm really considering, but I'm not going to start it unless I have the fodder ready to go, because I'm not going to grind to try and complete a VR. It's going to take me a while. It took me a while to complete Dorgu, so yeah, this will take me even longer. Well, it is what it is. I think I just don't like the idea of us trying to complete an SBC and then straight away trying to Evo him. Also, the fact that, I mean, Vieira with Bruiser Plus doesn't really interest me as much as, well, doesn't really excite me as much as a Vieira with the Intercept Plus. That would be something. That would be something special.
Bruiser's the most broken playstyle defensively currently. You can spam it and not get fouls put against you until you patch it.
But I think in the midfield, I don't know. Yeah, probably. I don't think I have any midfielder with Bruiser that I've used. Maybe not. Yeah. Well, still a very good card. So I think it's unanimous. If you're doing the SBC, might as well take Vieira. Moving on, gents. There's another SBC that came out that was also very expensive. One of us has already done that SBC, the Chiellini SBC. So how's the card, Homer?
Done them yet. Still on the fence about doing them.
I thought
his cost has came down a good bit. He's down about 200,000, but I have that audible mentions Pacho, and it's the difference between them is not that great. So I'm still humming and hawing over whether or not I should do them. But I've seen a lot of reviews from other people that he's really good. That the card, despite a lot of the weaknesses in it, he plays better with these strengths, make him better than his weaknesses. So I'm still on the fence on him.
The only thing that not concerns me, the only thing that stands out to me is the fact that he doesn't have any anticipate. Neil, what are your thoughts on not having anticipate on your centre backs?
I don't tend to stand tackle. I'm one of these, whether it's a ratty thing or not. I use a spam bruiser or a hold L2, but I usually spam bruiser because you can do that and not get fouls put against you. I think it will get patched. I think it has to get patched over the next whenever the next cycle of that, because your folk are getting barged off the ball and flying 4 foot across the ground and nothing's happening. If I was spending 900k in an SBC for a defender, I would want base anticipate on it at the very least, because if you're going to have to stand tackle at some point without anticipate, you need a base anticipate to stand tackle probably for that cost. I think he's just low across the board in the sense of balance and reactions and things like that. And he's got long throw. I mean, just you're never going to use it. You're probably never going to use him for a throw in, are you?
No.
And I said it on Friday. I just think he's let down in certain aspects of the SBC. It's too expensive. I've actually got his card, which is not the base one, but the pre-order one.
Pre-order. Oh, cool.
Champions one. I've got that. And I won't lie, I've used it less than 10 games, to be honest. Because I thought, well, he's worth a lot of coin, I'll try him. But it didn't last for it. I wasn't massively impressed. I went straight back to my winter wildcards, Gabriel, who was a lot more agile and could win a ball better. So I think interesting. I dare say he'll be a very good centre back, but I'd imagine you can only use him for being a centre back and passed it to the guy who's 3 yards next to him. I don't think you can do much more with him.
That's quite fair enough. I think just to let you know, even the card that you have, Neil, the pre-order Chiellini doesn't have anticipate silver as well, so that probably settles it all. So it's a good card. It looks really good. If you had anticipate, it would be a no-brainer. But hey, look, if you're interested in the card, might as well get it done, because it's not very expensive. I think it's 726k. It's dropped a lot, so I forgot that it dropped a lot. But yeah, so it's a decent SBC, but not the best.
Just to jump in on top of that, we're going to get a DSI at level 25, is it?
Yeah, correct.
For free. So again, I always, like I said, I try to be very prudent with what I'm putting away fodder-wise, because a lot of fodder is hard to come by unless you are grinding. And when you've got somebody like a DSA sitting there that's arguably, give or take, a better cards depending on your views.
Certainly as good, yeah. It's a good point.
That's a great point.
100,000 fodder or coins, or somebody that's, well, saying that he's behind the
premium
season
That's
pass, but it's probably
brilliant point. Brilliant point. Just to add to that as well, one of the most popular Evos for Vieira is a Vieira with Bruiser and Tiki Taka Plus. At level 30, you get a Petit, which has got Intercept and Tiki Taka Plus, both. And he looks pretty darn good. Very good. He's got a whole heap of really good play styles. So, listeners, if you're thinking of this SBC and you haven't started the Vieira SBC, just look at Petit and compare him to Vieira, and he, off the bat, looks a better card for now, at least. I think Petit makes more sense than a Vieira, and Desai makes more sense than a Chiellini. There we go. No more SBCs for us. What are we grinding the game for then, gents? All right. Talking about SBCs, there's one more SBC that's come out that's fairly popular. It's the Mastantuono, if I pronounce that right. It's a very popular evolution. I think the Inside Edge, a lot of people are doing this SBC. Before we go ahead with this SBC, I think one of the things that there's a lot of confusion in the community is that once you've done an evolution for this particular SBC, before the upgrades go live, will there be a chance for things to be changed, Neil? I do know that had an impact on some of the cards, I think, recently.
I had Savvy Simmons, Champions League card, and I put him through one of the Evos to give him low driven plus, and I lost the low driven plus because he got his upgrades. So they do upgrade. Well, he upgraded, but he lost low driven plus and went to silver, and he was given technical, I think it was. So, and I paid coin for that as well, that Evo at the time. So I think I'd imagine that the player will still upgrade, but I think the upgrades are solely for a stat upgrade. I don't think there's an additional playstyle going on to this. I think it's just a +2 overall for the win, and a +1 if you draw, is it?
That's correct.
So I think and he's already got a playstyle plus on the card, rapid plus, a quick step plus 1 or 2. So you should be okay with that.
You should be okay. That's fair enough. Well, gents, moving on from SBCs, we've had a quick discussion on the SBCs, and basically our consensus is forget doing SBCs. Just find people from the season pass. They're probably worth it. But this week, we had a brand new promo, of course, but we also had a brand new tournament that came along. And I don't really know how I feel about the tournament. I think the rewards are pretty good. The rewards for winning the tournament are fairly good, but I'm still trying to get my head around winning 4 games in a row, and then again winning 4 games in a row, and then again winning 4 games in a row twice to complete the whole set. It's a lot to take in. Homo, what are your thoughts on the cup format that we have this week?
I think they're trying to find that happy spot where you're rewarded for playing and rewarded for winning. Like I did propose the question: is it a fair method, or is it a boundary to either hinder you, or is it a boundary to protect you so that you're not getting beaten heavily in a later stage if you don't qualify? I don't see the point in the 2 wins unless you're a show off and you want that, oh look at me, I've completed it sort of thing, or you're just a completionist. But it's different. It's worth the try, but I don't see what was gained from it per se.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing we must say is they're trying to do different things. We've had the long leagues where you play 30 games and win 25 and you get the best rewards and things like that. This is a completely different format where you have multiple entries. You go in, you win 4 games in a row, and if you're good enough, that's end of story for you. So they are trying. What are your thoughts, Neil? Do you like this tournament mode, or it's not for you?
I think the issue is that the promo itself is called Knockout Royalty, so you're going to struggle to not have a knockout element to it, with the promo being a knockout promo. I personally don't have a problem with it. I think they've mixed it up, and you do get rewarded for just playing. There's games where so I've got to the middleweight one. How I don't know. I won 2 games, I think, in the lightweight one. I've came across what Homer said a number of times now, where if somebody scores against me, it just disconnects instantly. So it's becoming more and more of a common knowledge, or people are just chancing to look at it, and it's always PlayStation users. So I got some rewards. I got some rewards for the lightweight one, and I got some reward. I've got the playing rewards for the middleweight one. I actually got to the semi-final of the middleweight one. Get beat. But to be honest, I mean, even the rewards, it's just cosmetic badges and stuff. It's back to Team of the Year sense, where you can win a Team of the Year badge for the side of your card. I don't want it. I'm not really bother. So the tournament thing itself, it's okay. I can they've got. I suppose it is what it is. It's what I'm saying. If the best players go out and win it, then great, good for them. If I can give it a bash, and I like the fact I only get 5 entries, because then it's EA's way of telling me, yeah, you've had enough, move on to something else. So I just do that. I don't really bother me. As it says at the start, it doesn't matter what game mode I play. I don't get anything from it. I don't pack anything from any game mode I play. So I don't get. I say I don't get downbeat about it. I am downbeat about it, but I don't get upset about it as such. I just say, well, okay, move on.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I think you're quite right, Jen. So it is a different game mode, and you don't necessarily have to win everything. And as Homer said, like, winning it twice is just a badge, a special badge. So it's not necessary you have to complete that. But like you, Neil, I was surprised that I won the final. I lost the final twice in the first tournament, and I was surprised that there was the middleweight actually opened up. I had no idea that it opens up, and I've lost the final twice in the middleweight one. So I've completely forgot to check whether the heavyweights opened up or not. So it's hard. I'm finding the finals extremely hard to get through. So I don't know. I don't think I have it in me to do 4 wins in a row anymore. It feels like it's really like a hard task to do 4 wins in a row back to back, and I think I just get in my own head. So I don't know, but. And good, fair point in bringing up the fact that it's knockout royalty, so you'd expect a knockout tournament. So that's a pretty good call there. I think I don't want to complain for the sake of complaining. I think EA is trying something new, and all credit to them as they're trying something. They're giving rewards. I would just wish the rewards are slightly better. Just 84 plus, the gift to 84s. That's way more useful than 82s, because 82s in this economy, 82 rated cards mean absolutely nothing. Nothing. 82 rated gold cards mean nothing for any of the upgrade grinds. Nothing, because it just frustrates me the number of 82 rated cards I have that I don't know what to do with. So yeah, I just wish it was 84 rated. 84 plus is what you pack from these things. That would be fun. But hey, it is what it is. I think that just dovetails into something that we brought up this particular that we want to discuss in the show is, why do we actually play the game? What's the motivation to play the game? I think for me, one of the biggest motivation to try and play the game is as Homer has alluded to, a completionist. I think I've so hardwired in the old FIFA days where you could actually complete everything in the game, and it felt like I was part of the journey to try and complete whatever was being dished out to you every week. Oh, yep, I've done that. Yep, I've done that. Icon swaps, I've done that. I've done this. You complete that, and you feel accomplished for some weird reason, which is as sad as my life is, but I felt accomplished in the game.
You said that, not us, just for the record there.
But now, I don't think I physically can complete everything. It's just impossible. On the other hand, I really want to try and engage and upgrade my team, as exactly as Neil was saying. He hasn't upgraded his team for a while, so he got bored. I want to upgrade my team. I want to do some of these SBCs, but every single SBC takes forever, even if you engage with every single game mode. So I play the game to try and upgrade my team, to try and see if I can complete things along the way. But I'm just finding myself hitting a brick wall week in, week out. And I just wanted to see, gents, what do you think? Well, let's start with you, Neil. Why are you playing the game, and what is it that you're trying to achieve on a week-by-week basis?
Personally think you should have asked Homer first, because people might want to self-harm or throw themselves at a building by the time they finish listening to me. And please don't, if anybody considering that.
He's joking, listeners.
Habit is probably at the moment, I'm very optimistic in this game. I try my hardest to be. I don't play other computer games. I've dabbled in other ones in the last a week or so, and I lose engagement. This is the one game where I tend to engage with throughout the year. I don't know if it's a Scottish mentality in me where I just have that forever-ending hope of having no hope, probably. Ultimate Team, for me anyway, by definition, is create your ultimate team. Get players that you can, as many players that you can mash together, the best players that you can get, and make a team out of it. Chemistry and stuff clearly not hinders that, but doesn't. I'm not even packing. I wouldn't say I'm not packing the bet. I can't come on here and say, well, I'm not packing £1 million coin player every week. I'm not packing a 500k coin player every week. I'm not even packing a 20k coin promo player to try out. I'm not even packing anything since I'm trying. What was the order? So we had what was before Team of the Year?
A winter wildcard?
No, it was the older players, wasn't it?
Oh yes, yes. Time Warp.
I packed nothing from Time Warp whatsoever. I packed nothing from Team of the Year whatsoever. Packed nothing from Future Stars whatsoever. And this promo, on the face of it, looked really good with new added cards. Packed nothing from it whatsoever. You're going back to Winter Wildcards, which was in December. So 3 months nearly. 2 months even, 8 weeks. So it's a long time to stay still in the game for me. And I do wonder, I said in the Discord, I do wonder what I'm doing. I'm now at the point where I'm thinking, why am I continuing doing this to myself? And the honest truth at the moment is habit. I enjoy the game in a sense. I'm fed up playing with my same 11, same 15 players. And yes, people say there's Gauntlet and stuff. To be honest, I'm fed up playing with the same 33 players because my 3 Gauntlet teams rarely change either. Because I'm not even packing players to add to a second and third Gauntlet team. They hate things you hate is the market. They hate the market. They hate players trade, people trading the market. They hate people getting lots of coins that doesn't involve spending physical money for it. So they've done their utmost to not kill it, but they've done their very best to disarm it and make it as hard as possible to grind on that. I think they've now moved on to they don't want players, and they alluded to it with their power curve thing at the start of the game. They don't want players getting fodder. They don't want players getting high-rated fodder. They want players to go to the store if they're going to complete an SBC that's big. And any small SBCs, frankly, aren't good enough compared to previous year's SBCs. That's a personal opinion. It's not fact. And the game is frankly tailored towards people now who to concentrate on evolutions like Homer's Rangers team, Wimby's Reading team. There's others. That's what the game is at the moment. It's evolutions and store packs. I'm not massively. I'll do the odd evolution, but I seem to be. I feel as if I'm being left behind.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. I think a lot of people would actually relate to some of the things you said is pure habit. And I have a really interesting point to bring up after we listen to what Homer has to say. Homer, why are you playing the game? What keeps you going? Is it the completionist attitude that you have, or yeah?
There's a few reasons. So I physically can't play football anymore. So it sort of fills that void for me, the passion for football. So if I'm not watching it, I want to play it, so I can't play it. So FC fills that fix in a way. So there's always that wanting. Then it is that sort of completionist that I don't really care for the rewards. I care for more trying to play a certain way, see if I can win playing that certain way, how high I can get up the ladder, what objectives can I complete, can I get that extra win in weekend league. So that's what sort of drives me. It's the progression. Try to play a certain way, try to play a non-meta ratty way in particular, and then see what I can complete through that is why I play.
I must admit, I think I totally get jealous of the people that I come up against in champs that have like an Aussie team, or some of them have a evolution team, a Brisbane Roar, fully evolved Brisbane Roar team, and I get so jealous because I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they've done to these players. So every single player seems fresh, and when they move and then they score goals, especially when and more than likely they do have the upper hand because they know their team so well. And I believe that's a real way, if you really want to enjoy, that's a really fun way to play the game. But I am finding that a lot of work as well. I'm trying to get a Man United squad ready, and I've done the future stars evolutions for two of my centre backs, and man, it was a grind. It was such a grind. I think maybe because I didn't want to do squad battles, so I was doing it in rivals and doing it in the friendly modes. It took me a long time to get through with it. So when you evolve your Rangers team, are you doing it all on rivals and champs and live events, or are you doing squad battles as well, Homer?
Whatever I'm playing in. So just depends. Squad battles. That I'm sorry, I use that to chip away at the icons. So I think I've only got a couple more goals to get on unlocked. So I'll probably have that done by next weekend. So squad battles, any modes basically. If you can use it, I'll put them on my bench if they're at the start of their journey. So Romans, Chukwani, and Scott Olsen have just joined Rangers. So 2 silvers and a low rated gold. So they're on the bench. Bring them on, get them their Evo, and I'll just keep building them up that way.
Yeah.
Depends what mode I'm in. So like I've been using them in that lightweight tournament, just to go off the bench. So just wherever you can, basically.
That's probably a really good way to engage with the game at this stage, at least, because you're not really relying on any pack luck. But the only thing is, I think Dan Wimby, our mate Wimby, has had this issue where there was a while there, especially around Team of the Year, where he couldn't really upgrade his team because there was nothing. There's no Evo that was good enough to upgrade his team. So that's the drawback. But I think that's a really good way to engage with the game. And I'm trying my best to try and change my squad completely to a Man United squad so I can try and play the way I want to play. But hey, we'll get there. Neil, you had something?
What Homer says to me sounds like the future of the game and how it's going. I think that's how they want it to go as well. If you're not spending money as such on the game, they want you to be playing the game, grinding the game, playing it for Evos and stuff. And I think that's the way that and I think it's a great way to engage with it. But my personal only issue with it is the repetitiveness of it. So FIFA's a 12-month game cycle, so you can get a Rangers team because the listeners probably know that by now that I'm also a Rangers supporter. So I start a Rangers team and I can Evo a Rangers team up, and I'm really happy with it. What am I doing? What am I doing next year? Am I getting the Rangers team and just Evoing it again? I'm just repeating the process. That's what puts me off. And I get that obviously there's new signings come in, especially now Rangers are in the big bucks with the American money. They could be signing players, but that's where the game's going, isn't it?
Yeah. Talking about exactly what you guys have spoken about, there's a tweet that really resonated with me this week, and it's from Nepenthes. And this is the tweet that he put out. I just want to hear your thoughts, and I'll try and connect it back to what my thoughts are and how Evos are great, but there is something lacking, and I'll tell you. Nepenthes says, one of the biggest issues with Ultimate Team right now is Person A begins Ultimate Team in week 1. Person B begins Ultimate Team in week 30. By week 31, they both can have exactly the same team, the same things, the same worth. How can a game just completely disregard time spent like that? And that's something I will just bring up because Evolutions, when they came out, I was really excited about. But one of the things that's really bugged me was if I started an Evo, say, in week 2 or week 3, in week 12, there's a brand new Evo that just completely disregards my existing Evo that I've done from day dot. I can't do anything. And I've had to quick sell those Evos to restart an Evo. And that really, I think that just broke Evolutions as a concept for me. I'm still trying to engage with it, but that really broke. I think when Nepenthes put this out, it really resonated with me that you see all these Evos Homer's been doing Evos from the start with his Rangers team. Dan's been doing Evos from the start with his Reading team. People have been doing Evos with their teams for a whole heap of time. If another player were to come into the game right now, they can make better players within a couple of days, as opposed to you grinding for weeks on end to try and upgrade those teams. What are your thoughts?
Disagree. So
Disagree?
I've got Romans, who's silver, Chukwani, silver, Scott Olsen, who's 75 rated gold, and then I'm waiting for Nadiri, who's a bronze striker, to come over. Currently, other than paying 100,000, because Neil just told me the Inside Edge Evo is back in the store, I can't get them anywhere close to my current Rangers team. None of the Evos out at the moment would get them close. So I understand what he's saying to a degree, but if you are constantly Evoing like me, there's no hope. There's no hope that you can have the same Evo team in space of a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the current rate of Evos, because I've put Romans through 5 Evos now, and he's still a silver card. So it's not even gold yet. So, and even at that, the only way I personally feel you could get that close is if you're putting silly money into the store. Because even with rewards, I don't think you're getting anywhere near enough rewards to catch up unless the whole welcome back method is true, or you take a break and come back and EA boost your account. I sort of disagree. I don't see how you could catch up within a week or two. I think it would take a lot longer, but then you need that element as well. What's the incentive? What's the incentivize somebody to come to the game? We're all noticing that the player base has dropped massively. Sometimes you're playing the same people 2 or 3 times if you're playing a long stretch in a night. So personally, I don't think you can, but I see why he does it in a way where you need to allow people to come in at a certain point and sort of be able to catch up. So
that's quite a fair point as well. I think one of the, just to play devil's advocate before I go to you, Neil, is the fact that historically in EAFC or FIFA, you literally had to engage with the game week in, week out to keep up with it. So this way, technically, you don't necessarily have to be engaged with it 24/7. You don't have to log in every day to see what's out. You can just take a break, come back, and you're not going to miss too much. You'll still be roughly there or thereabouts. You're not going to be well behind. So that's not a bad thing in a way from a game perspective. You don't want to be completely addicted to a game where you have to log in every single day to keep up. Otherwise, you're just left behind. Neil, what are your thoughts?
I think the pen phase misses the point, personally. Homer will probably tell you, and he can answer me. I think part of evoing a full team or doing evolution is the journey, is it not? Is it not about the experience and the journey? If you've got a Rangers player you've bought from day one of the game and you've put him through 40 evolutions, you're going to be much more satisfied inside with that player than picking the game up in May and chucking him from a 75 rated to a 95 rated player in one go. Yes, you can catch up, but does that player or that team, if you're lucky enough to be that, have the same sentiment, the same journey? You've went through 7-8 months of that team, been through all the shit, been through all the good times with it. It's a journey. It's like an actual proper. It's a computer game, but if you're going to relate it in any way to football, that probably is the way that you would relate it to football, isn't it? That you've took that team from the start and you've built it up.
Yeah.
You've put your time and your effort, your coins or some money into it. You'd be much more satisfied with that team than you would be playing against somebody who's got a similar team who have spent 2 weeks on it.
Yeah, that's completely
the point.
Fair.
That's the thing that Nep's missing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair. Yeah. Good points, lad. I love bringing up these kind of things with you guys to get a completely fresh perspective. And I'm quite buoyant by the fact that I should go and look at my Evos again and see what I can actually do and slowly tinker away with my squad. Right, gents, before we sail off into the sunset, any last thoughts you would like to bring up?
I can.
Yeah.
I had saved up 8 of these icon tokens.
Yes. I meant to bring that up.
So I love R9, but I don't really want them. Of course I want them, but I'm not really fussed if I pack them or not. So as I've stated earlier, I really wanted to shake my team up because I'm just frankly a bit bored and stale with how I'm not packing anything. So I thought 6 of these tokens, new promo, 86 times 25. What could possibly go wrong? As I hear you all say, surely nothing can go wrong, Neil. Thought, yes, even if I pack, there's loads of good cards in this promo, and I thought, and there's heroes in it, there's icons in it. I thought, why not? If I can get one card out of this, I'll probably consider myself satisfied. Opened it up, 2 informs and 23 gold cards is what I got out of mine. I've seen people online packing some crackers, 3 or 4 promos. I've seen a couple of stinkers as well. So I left myself with 2 icon tokens left, and I thought, what the hell? They'll get into the 84 times 20 for that. So, and I got 1 inform and a bunch of crap, frankly. So I'm no further forward. Will I do the next bunch of icon tokens now? No, is probably the short answer to that. I won't get excited for it if they release another 10 or 15. I'm spent with it now. I'm done. I took the gamble, and I stress it's a gamble, but it's where I am with the game at the moment. And again, it's let me down. So,
listeners, I must say that when Neil suggested that he was going to throw his tokens away, I tried my level best
couple
to
of
hold
you
him
did.
back. I tried my best, and then, but there is a silver lining. There is a silver lining because Neil went ahead and opened this. You walked away with a pretty good card. Do you want to tell the listeners a story of what you did with those?
Yeah, okay.
With
So I got to the point because I did day 2 and I got nowhere. And there's no SBCs kicking about. So the 89 icon SBCs there. It's not a pick, but it's got no base icons in it. So because I'm still packing base icons in nearly March, it's unacceptable. So I did the 89 +1, and I got the Champions 92 rated Iniesta, which Shaq informs me is a very good card.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give him a try. Is it worth 8? Was it worth 8 icon swap tokens? Well, who knows? But it's the one player that I can add to my team, which is probably the plus out of it.
Exactly. It's a pretty well-rounded card, and I think it's a rare card as well. So it's a fun card. I've seen a lot of the streamers pack it, and I've seen some of the reviews when it first came out as well. So you've done well in the end. You've kind of broken even of sorts, not really, but kind of. Yes, It's not as bad as it could have been. Well, any last thoughts from you, Homer?
Just one of security. Double check your 2FA, your passwords and everything, because a lot of people are being hacked at the moment. Their accounts are being drained. Nick Run the Fit Market's probably the most high profile.
Ooh.
I like to keep them across X and Reddit and everything just to see what the community's saying. A lot of people being hacked at the moment, so just on a basis of you fucked hard all year to get your coins, your team where it is now. Don't lose it for somebody hacking you. So just double check everything's up to date, secure. Just after, obviously, everybody going through some bad times with their game at the moment. So just double check everything's good.
Definitely.
Somebody might hack mine and make my team better. Never know.
Yeah, that sucks. Anyway, gents, I think we shall try and leave it there for now. I think we'll try and come back next week to see how our thoughts are with the game at this point in time. But I think, look, we do hope that there will be something exciting that comes through. We all sit here and pray for Neil's back luck as well. Hope you get something, Neil. We'll all be darn excited for you to get something. So
hashtag pray for Neil's back luck.
Hashtag first world problems. Listeners, do not feel too sorry for our friend here. He has Mbappe goal running up his strike attack. So that's pretty good. It's good enough.
Now.
Oh! Well, we'll leave it out there. Neil, would you like to do the honors?
Drop it.
Drop it.
I'm going to drop it as well.
Drop it. F U T F F F U T F U T T T in view F